Welcome, friends. So, if you're like me and you've tried everything for your back pain, pills, generic stretches, maybe even other yoga classes, and nothing's really provided you any lasting relief, there may be a reason why. So, you may have been missing a key step that addresses the root cause of inflammation. My name is Jay, and I'm a yoga therapist. And I want to guide you through my 5-step protocol that goes far beyond just simple stretching. And this is the exact method that I use to heal my own chronic pain. And it's really designed to deliver real change in just 7 days. In fact, I've used it on myself many times, this protocol, and with my clients who've noticed results and changes within days. Now, the last step of this protocol is surprising, and I think it'll really change the way you think about healing forever. Imagine waking up first thing in the morning and you feel this knife-sharp pain shooting down your back, making it nearly impossible to get out of bed. Well, that was my reality for years. As an athlete, I pushed my body to the limits, and then a devastating car accident left me with an intense battle. And that was chronic inflammation and back pain that would not let go. And there were days as a yoga teacher when I could barely stand to guide a class. I remember having to teach while lying down, hoping that no one would notice tears welling up from the pain. My livelihood, my passion, everything was on the line. And I was really desperate to heal, to get back to moving, coaching, teaching, and living fully again. So I did what I do best. I obsessed. I dove deep into yoga and Ayurveda, really determined to find real, lasting way to heal my back and reduce the inflammation naturally. What I discovered surprised me. You see, chronic inflammation doesn't just happen overnight, and it doesn't go away overnight either. But here's the breakthrough. I found a way to drastically reduce my inflammation and back pain, sometimes just in a few days. And it took some research, testing, and tweaking, and discovering exactly what works. And now I want to share that with you. Now remember, factors like proper diet, hydration, rest, and sleep also play a vital role in reducing inflammation. So it's important to consider those. But today, I'm revealing the 5 transformative yoga steps infused with a little Ayurveda wisdom that really changed my life, and I think can really help you and your students as well. And if you follow this protocol with gentleness and consistency, respecting your body with ahimsa, nonviolence, you may start feeling relief within days. Here they are. Step number 1, master diaphragmatic breathing. This is the foundation. This is the most crucial and often overlooked step, because back pain is locked in a vicious cycle with stress. And so why is diaphragmatic breathing so efficient and effective? First, it reduces muscle tension. Back pain is often exacerbated by chronic muscle tension. Deep diaphragmatic breathing activates that parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest system. And this signals your back muscles like the erector spinalis and the quadratus lumborum to release their protective guard and tightness. Secondly, it strengthens your core engagement. And this is the most fundamental form of core stabilization. The diaphragm works in concert with the deep abdominal muscles and the pelvic floor. And so by breathing correctly, you begin to gently engage the very muscles that support your spine from the inside out. And lastly, it decreases inflammation rapidly because diaphragmatic breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, which can slow down your heart rate, it lowers your blood pressure, and it sends signals to your brain to release and balance hormones such as cortisol. And this can help in releasing deep chronic tension in your back and in other areas. As a result, this allows for better blood flow, reduced inflammation in your back and your whole body, and it creates this safety needed for the next steps. So what to do? Well, simply lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Place one hand on your chest, place the other hand on your belly. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose and focusing on expanding your belly outward like a balloon. The hand on your belly should rise significantly while the hand on your chest remains relatively still, and that's important. Exhale slowly, allowing your belly to fall naturally. And you can practice this for 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, step number 2, initiate gentle spinal mobility with the cat-cow pose. Now, many people have done cat-cow, you may have heard of it, but once you breathe deeply into your belly and your lower back, the next step is to introduce gentle, safe movements to lubricate the joints of the spine and reduce stiffness. So why are spinal mobilization movements like cat-cow efficient and effective? First, it increases circulation and hydrates the spinal discs. This movement acts like a pump for the synovial fluid that lubricates the joints in your spine. It also increases blood flow to the muscles and the invertebral discs, promoting healing and reducing stiffness. Secondly, it relieves stiffness. So movements like cat-cow warms up the entire spine and the supporting muscles, safely increasing flexibility without any weight-bearing strain. It's one of the safest ways to bring mobility back to a stiff, painful back. Lastly, it improves postural awareness. So these movements gently re-educates our body on the natural curves of the spine, counteracting the effects of prolonged laying down, sitting, and poor posture. You can consider it as a dynamic stretch that warms up the back safely without holding a deep static position. So what do you do for this one? Well, start on your hands and knees in a tabletop position. As you inhale, drop your belly towards the floor, lift your chest and tailbone up, and look forward. Create a gentle arch in your spine. That's the cow part. As you exhale, press the floor away, round your spine towards the ceiling, and tuck your chin towards your chest. That's the cat pose. Now, you can synchronize the movements perfectly with your breath. And then just allow that flow to move between the two postures, cat and cow. And you can do that for 10 to 15 rounds. Okay, step 3, build foundational core. Now, building foundational core and strengthening and lengthening key muscles with certain yoga postures like bird dog pose and the supine hamstring stretch. So this is a 2-part step targeting the most common muscular imbalances that cause lower back pain. Why are these yoga postures so effective? Well, first, it strengthens your most important key core muscles, because your core isn't just your 6-pack abs. It's actually a 360-degree cylinder of muscles, including the transverse abdominis, the rectus abdominis, and the obliques. And that stabilizes your spine. When it's weak, your back muscles must overwork and strain to keep you upright, and that can lead to pain. So bird dog, which we'll go over shortly, safely builds this deep core stability without putting any compressive load on the spine. Second, it stretches the hamstrings And so if you have tight hamstrings, that pulls down on your ischiotibrosides. These are your sitting bones. This can flatten the natural curve of your lumbar spine, putting constant strain on your lower back muscles and discs. So the supine on your back hamstring stretch is a far safer pose than doing a standing forward fold, because it isolates the hamstrings without asking your already sore back to stabilize you. So what do you do for these? Well, for the bird dog pose, you come into tabletop and then you engage your core by drawing your navel towards your spine as if bracing for a light punch. Then extend your right arm forward and your left leg straight back, keeping your hips level and your back flat. Hold for about 3 to 5 breaths and then slowly return and switch sides. You can do 5 to 8 repetitions per side. Now, for the supine hamstring stretch, lie on your back, loop a yoga strap, a towel, or a belt around the ball of your right foot and extend the leg towards the ceiling. Keep your head and shoulders on the floor and a slight bend in the knee to protect it. You can hold for 30 to 60 seconds or even longer, breathing deeply. Then repeat that on the other side. Step 4, restorative inversion and relaxation. Reduce inflammation and reset. So healing requires reset. So you want to conclude your asanas and your physical practice with a posture like legs up the wall pose. This 4th step is an active form of recovery. So why is legs up the wall pose so efficient and effective? Well, first, it completely relaxes the back. So with your legs supported by the wall, your lower back can release completely onto the floor in a neutral supported position. This allows the psoas, those deep hip flexors, and the back muscles to soften without any effort. Second, it reduces inflammation and swelling. Elevating the legs above the heart uses gravity to reverse blood flow. This aids venous drainage and the movement of lymph fluid, which can help reduce swelling and inflammation in the lower body and soothe tired and inflame the back muscles. Lastly, there's that deep nervous system relaxation. This is one of the most calming poses in yoga. Like step 1, it deeply stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, allowing your entire body to shift into a healing state. It breaks the pain, stress, tension cycle, providing profound mental and physical relief and creating the optimal conditions for your body to repair itself. So what do? Well, you can simply sit sideways next to a wall, then swing your legs up the wall as you lie on your back. Now your sitting bones should be as close to the wall as is comfortable. You can place a folded blanket under your hips for support. Rest here with your arms out to your sides with the palms up for 5 to 15 minutes, focusing on your diaphragmatic breathing from step 1. Okay, now for the final step. Step number 5, induce deep healing with specific yoga nidra classes. The final step, and probably one of the most important, allows your body to absorb the benefits of the practice, down-regulate inflammation, and cement the new neuromuscular patterns that you've created. It's related to the subtle or the pranic body. And I've known many practitioners who've healed themselves not only from chronic inflammation, but also other diseases and conditions with this one practice alone. Now, it can be extremely important to develop or find a yoga nidra practice that is specific to healing inflammation and body pain. If you're interested, we offer a complete step-by-step yoga nidra blueprint and course through our school. It covers specific yoga nidra classes for working with specific conditions. You can see the link in the description below. The sankalpa or intention can be repeated right in the practice, and the visualizations can be more specific for back pain release and healing. So why is Yoga Nidra so effective? Well, it facilitates healing and repair. This is not just lying down and resting. Yoga Nidra is a subconscious state of relaxation where the body's healing mechanisms are most active. Blood pressure drops, breathing slows, and the body can focus energy on really repairing tissues and reducing inflammation. Secondly, it promotes cellular repair. The state of deep rest achieved is similar to the most restorative phases of sleep. So you get into delta waves and even the alpha wave sleep patterns. And this is where the body's natural cellular repair and regeneration processes are maximized. This accelerates the healing of damaged tissues. And it consolidates learning. The nervous system uses this time of quiet to integrate new patterns of movement and release. So essentially, you're restraining your body to exist without the chronic tension that contributes to pain, making the relief more permanent. Now, what do? Well, you can put on your favorite Yoga Nidra practice, or you can guide yourself mentally through your own practice. A typical session should last 20 to 30 minutes and will guide you through a body scan, breath awareness, and visualizations. Now, if you don't have access to a recording, then simply come into corpse pose Shavasana and do a full body scan from relaxing each part of your body from head to toes. You can repeat an affirmation several times like, I am healthy, I am strong, and I'm free of stress and strain and pain. And then relax into that space. Remember, it's important to lie flat on your back. For extra support, you can place a rolled up blanket or bolster under your knees to allow your lower back to release completely. Let your feet fall open naturally and rest your arms by your sides with the palms facing up. Then close your eyes and release control of your breath. Always remember to consult with a doctor or therapist before starting a new exercise program, especially if you have acute or severe or radiating nerve pain. Listen to your body and never push into that sharp pain. So I hope that you enjoyed this powerful 5-step protocol, a method born from my own journey through agony to relief. Now, if you want the exact yoga sequence in class that I use for my back every morning to keep it strong and healthy, you can check out the video here. Peace and namaste.